And she's already let me know that she'll let me know if anything's ever uncomfortable or she wants anything differently. So remember, your first strokes are light enough that you can actually apply the product. You may end up with too much lotion or too little lotion. If you have too much, a lot of people will put the extra on themselves. You can even save it for later. You can also put the extra on parts of them that you're not massaging yet to distribute it. Or you could use yourself like this to get rid of some of it if you need to. And if you really had way too much and you needed to get rid of it, you could also use a tissue. I would sometimes even use linens, but I did massage at a lot of places where they took care of the laundry for me. I don't think I would be wiping the linens if I was doing my own laundry. I don't think I would purposely be getting them all lotiony and oily. I'm just guessing from the 20 loads of laundry I do for my kids each week. Alright, so some of this is going to be review, but my guess is even with the basic kind of intro back Swedish stuff that it was kind of a lot the first time. So probably we'll be able to get a little bit more out of it today, or a lot more out of it today. So for starters, what are your general patterns you're thinking for Swedish massage? Or another way of saying it is general strategies.
Starting with light and going to deep in the butt again.
Excellent. So starting light or superficial.
Focusing on one spot and then going broad or broad to like one little spot and then back to the whole area.
Excellent. So you start off with big general areas, like saying hello to a whole big area, warming up, and then getting specific, and then getting general. So your first effleurage strokes are pretty gentle. You want them to be nice and smooth. Do you remember any tips about doing effleurage well?
Keep your hand formed to the body. Like soft hands so that they form to the body.
Excellent. So nice, soft hands so they follow the contours of the body. Good. What else about effleurage?
Nice flowing strokes.
Nice flowing strokes. Good. So real rhythmic and flowing. Yes, in the back.
And make your hands like really big, even though they're small.
Excellent. So you can make your hands feel bigger if they're nice and soft. So if I hold a lot of tension in my hands, they get like little flat, tight surfaces that don't feel as good. If I relax them, they can get bigger and softer. Good. Any other ideas about doing effleurage well?
Just have a good rhythm and just play around with your hands too.
Nice. Excellent. Playing around, good rhythm. You could imagine like what would put the person to sleep. Sometimes if you kind of just space out or relax with the music, or follow the music.
Or go with the flow.
Totally. Excellent. I'm going to demonstrate another concept with effleurage that may refresh your memory. Excellent. Smooth landing. So you want to land like an airplane, not like a helicopter.
So sleep is better. It relaxes them, right? And then you're more relaxed too. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so following that pattern of superficial to deep to superficial, while you start off gentle with effleurage, you can actually get deeper and deeper, warming up the tissues, and actually getting all the way even to the deepest layers of the body. So I'm going to work with the muscles that run parallel to the spine, such as the erector spinae, and I'm going to sink into them. This is called ironing. You can iron with your forearms, elbows, fists, and you can assess as you're massaging.
Are you doing both pressure on elbows or just your left or right?
Both. Sinking in deeper and deeper and slowing down where it's tighter. Now, it's good to let your clients know you're going to warm up the tissue first, but then once you start to get to a pressure that seems like you might be approaching where the muscles are tighter, and then you can start to check in. So Linda, on a scale of 1 to 10, if 7's perfect, 10's too deep, and 1's too light, where's this pressure at?
7.
Okay. Excellent. And will you let me know anytime it's not a 7? Thank you. So if I get down to a 7 and just hang out with the tissues, they will start to melt, and it is nice, whenever possible, to go the entire length of the muscle and cross over to the bony landmarks where it attaches with a nice, good, complete stroke. So in this area, if I went down to the lower back and stopped here and started to do something else, it would not feel nearly as good nor be as effective as if I kept following it all the way till I actually felt the muscle end at the iliac crest. And on that 1 to 10 scale, if 7's perfect, where are we at?
7.
Oftentimes, if you hang out and go all the way till the muscle attaches at this iliac crest, there will be huge releases. You might have noticed her breathing shifted. She took a nice deep breath. And oftentimes, as you get to the iliac crest, the hip will start to shift and move as well. It'll often open up and rotate. And this feels really excellent if you start to open up this area. You may notice that I'm now traveling with the iliac crest out laterally, basically tracing the top of the iliac crest. And one thing you want to do that takes practice and patience is to feel the entire time you're doing it. So we're not like one of those big rolling machines rolling out blacktop. Like you find a 7 and then you just stick with it like it's blacktop. You actually have to stay with the feeling the whole time, because there's going to be subtle changes in the tissue, whereas I'm moving along. If this is superficial and this is deep, there'll be times where this is a 7, this is a 7, this is a 7, this is a 7, and I'm making dramatic differences. They may be more subtle than that, but if you're following along, there's places where you're going to go deeper, places where you're going to go more superficial, and whenever you're at a tighter place, a really good strategy is basically to slow down. So there'll be times where you just kind of need to slow down and wait. You wait for it, you wait for it. There'll often be a nice big shift in the breathing, and you'll just feel that muscle melt. It seems a little more tender out here. I'll back off a little bit. And where's that pressure, Linda?
7.
This is often the most effective, amazing part of this technique is when you get down to the hips. So this is a part you never want to skimp on. So as you're going down there, you get to the iliac crest, and you work it all the way out, and that just opens this area up. Almost everybody gets these tight muscle patterns in their low back and their lower torso, where it in effect actually makes them shorter, and it feels really good when you add length there. And they'll feel taller, more graceful. They'll notice it when they stand and when they walk. You can, in fact, visually see the difference already.
Mm-hmm.
The tissue here is bunched up, and the tissue here is open. So while that technique might have seemed relatively slow, if you take your time with it and actually allow it to melt, you can have a huge tissue effect with, let's say, just one pass. Whereas if you race through it, feel like you don't have enough time, you could basically not ever get that kind of, opening effect.